Hello and welcome. Today we are joined by Aeysha Augustus, the Deputy Director for Red Tape Reduction Unit at the Department of Economic Development and Tourism. She's also the Deputy Director for Communication, Ease of Doing Business Culture, and the Business Support Helpline Service. It is a mouthful. You do wear a lot of hats, Aisha.
Thank you,
This is how we
Andy.
know that we have the best of the best at the WomenIN Festival because you have so many roles and I'm sure so many responsibilities. And your role is basically just to make things simpler and smoother, if I'm understanding correctly. So, if you could magically remove one type of red tape from your own daily life, what would that be?
Oh my goodness. So I would think anything related to home affairs would be something I would reduce red tape in an instant. I honestly feel that the endless queues and the paperwork is really it's important, but I do feel that home affairs is such an important part, whether you're a business or a citizen, a mother, a father, so many hats that we wear. Home affairs is something that should be simplified and streamlined because our time can be used so much more valuable, whether it's building on our businesses, working our professions, working our careers, or towards our goals. That is something that I feel I would definitely remove red tape from my daily life when I need to use home affairs at any point in time.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean, I remember when I had to go and apply for my passport, I had to wake up at the crack of dawn to go and
Oh,
stand in the line. And I still wasn't even the first one there. I still had to wait 2 hours just to enter the building. So I can
exactly.
totally agree with you there. So, since you're all about cutting through red tape and making things happen, first, if you don't mind me asking, why is it that you're so passionate about making things more efficient and cutting through red tape?
Well, I think it stems from the fact that I always feel there's something or a way that we can do things better. I always feel we can be more efficient, we can work smarter, and that's where the pockets of innovation are. So, red tape is all about innovation. It's about looking at problems differently and thinking, how can we do this better? And I think coming back to this commodity of time, I think time is so important, and how we invest our time and our energy in projects that make an impact is where we actually should be spending our time. And if we can make that easier for businesses who employ so many people, business who help run our economy, there are ways that we can work together as government and the private sector, so that I think collectively we are really building our economy between the private and public sector. And I think that's one of the reasons what makes it, or what makes me so passionate about removing red tape and just working smarter.
Yes, and I think a lot of people don't really, understand that removing red tape and making things more efficient is another way of empowering people, getting people to where they need to be so that they can develop their businesses quicker, develop themselves quicker. So I'm interested to know then, what is one empowerment hack that you think that all women should keep in their back pocket, excuse me, for tackling challenges both big and small?
Thank you for that question. I think it's a really interesting one. There are so many empowerment hacks, but maybe one that I found also juggling so many roles is understand your strength, understand your genius, take the time to understand where you can add value as your own unique self and your own unique being. And then when you find that, any challenges come your way, you tap into those strengths because you've taken the time to understand who you are, you understand where you can add value. And I think that's a really wonderful empowerment hack, is understanding your genius, finding out what you're good at and where you can make an impact with that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that's also really important about this event is that we're all coming together. We're from different sectors. We've got energy, digital, tourism. We've got women from all walks of life coming together. And I think that we can all learn a lot from each other about, where our niches are and what makes us great and how we can develop each other using all our different skills and backgrounds. Um,
Absolutely.
so Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have you. And, we're all excited about getting expired at the Women in Festival. So I just want to also know then from you, what's a piece of advice that you would give someone who's facing endless hurdles in their professional journey? I'm sure there will be a lot at the Women in Festival who, we all have to go through hurdles, especially as women in our different industries. But what would you say to someone who's struggling at the moment in that sphere?
Hmm. I would say to her or him is look at the challenges as lessons. Challenges are often showing us to blind spots, whether it's lack of planning, lack of time management, not being creative enough, looking at problems differently. And I always come back to this because I find that when you're facing endless hurdles, it could be due to a root cause of other things. So, why are the challenges coming up? And I think the most important thing is walk away with a lesson. How do we walk away with a lesson to then make sure that that challenge doesn't repeat itself? And having a growth mindset around that. And I think that's something really important. It's not just enough to be resilient and we need to get through these hurdles, but what do I do to make sure this hurdle doesn't come back? And how am I more prepared so that when this challenge comes, I'm better prepared, I respond better. And I think that's something that's really important for facing challenges and endless hurdles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they say, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many
How you
times you
get
get
back
up.
up.
I think that's exactly
Obviously.
it. So, just one last piece of advice from you. What lesson is it that you hope that women who come to the Women in Festival will be able to walk away with, especially being able to hear from you at the event?
First of all, I'm really excited for this event. The lineup looks incredible. And I feel that something that the women would really walk away from is finding inspiration in stories, finding inspiration in collaboration, and making sure that we build a really good, strong network of women that are coming together to combine their strengths and making an impact within business or our communities or wherever we spend our time. But it's about finding that inspiration and walking away with that, using that as fuel and pushing that into spaces that we are really passionate about. So I feel that the women would really walk away with a lot of inspiration, and feeling this energy of I can do anything from the festival. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Aisha. I'm sure that you have so much to share, and I'm sure that women have so much to look forward to, especially hearing from you and all of your wealth of knowledge. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us today.
Thank you for having me, Nasi. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to connecting.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing everyone. And to all of the viewers who are watching this, don't forget to book your tickets. Early bird sales are closing soon, so go to www.wearewomenin.com to secure your seat. And we will see you, Aisha and I will see you at the Women in Festival. Thank you so much.
Looking
Have a good
forward to
day.
it.